wanted to actually ask you guys, a lot of times one of the questions I get asked most often is what my favorite AVGN episode is, and I think my favorite, by the way, at this point is probably the Game Boy accessories episode. I really like that one. However, this last one is also one of my favorites, the Amiga CD32. I already talked about that a lot in my last stream, but I really like this episode. But I think my favorite is the Game Boy accessories right now. I wanted to ask you guys, not only what is your favorite AVGN episode, but why? I'll let you guys think about that for a minute, because I'd like to know. And I can tell you like a few reasons why. Ooh, crap! Hang on, let me just do this. Why? Oof, that was really close. Why the Game Boy one is my favorite. I think the Game Boy one is a good episode for people to come into if you've never seen the Nerd before, because I feel like an accessory like that is something anybody could really understand. I actually really have always liked the NES accessories episode as well. And you know what? I'm usually not so much of a fan, as even though I'm like in a lot of them, as like the ones with the characters. I've always liked the gameplay oriented ones. But I guess my real favorite episodes are I really like the console episodes, the ones that have like a lot of history. One of my favorites is really like any of the console ones. I always like the Sega CD ones, all that kind of stuff. This guy's gonna totally kill me. Oh no! Well, I'm so angry at myself right now. Alright, now that I beat that guy, I will take a break for a second. Alright, so Buzz M. Frog says the Earthbound episode was pretty special. I felt like he really went deep into the meaning of the game. It's a good yeah, he definitely did. He James got really into that and he was playing it for like months. Ginkola says Big Rigs is a masterpiece. It's like dumb, psychedelic ending and has the tattooed nerd commercial. Oh yeah, the Mr. Big Rigs or whatever James calls it. Yeah, the commercial part of that is, I feel like, is what made that episode for sure. The 3-part Castlevania episode, Castlevania 3 was the first game you beat as a kid. That was actually a 4-part episode. The 3rd part of it, the N64 part of it, I helped out with that part of it. James did all the rest of it. And I think it went, I guess it just went in order, like Castlevania 2, Castlevania 3, and then, I forget, I guess he did like Bloodlines a little bit, and yeah, you know what, I remember drawing the title card for that, so yeah. Yeah, that's a great episode, and he really gives a thorough overview kind of this Castlevania series. I think he talks about Symphony of the Night too. Yeah, it's a very good one, and also I really do like those ones because again, that is very focused just on the game and commentary about the game. There's no theatrics or anything in that. The Power Glove, the reaction when he lands the jet. Yeah. We also did a similar thing in the Zelda 2 episode, which is one of a couple that I wrote, where at the end of the episode he does like a fake, like putting the Power Glove on and landing it. It's like a joke where he beats Dark Link with the Power Glove just by having it kind of like he ducks in the corner or whatever. That almost seems like something you could like legitimately do, is like duck in the corner like that with the Power Glove. But yeah, just like off screen you have the fucking D-pad or whatever. Or you know how that was done actually? Beat the game first, duck in the corner and do the thing, and then you have the recording on the screen from a DVD, and then have himself in front of the couch looking like you're doing it with the Power Glove. And I forget the exact trick he used with how he did it with the probably the same way how he did it with like the Power Glove in the I guess it was the Power Glove video or however that went. But yeah, so long time ago. AVGN episode 20, the Atari 5200. It's a console that I grew up with, but the AVGN calls it a pile of fucking shit and laments how huge it is classic. Yeah, that one, that actually goes back to being with James in college, where I had gotten I had gotten the Atari 5200, and I went through fucking hell looking for those Wiko joysticks, and honestly, like, I have never gotten those to work very well. So I did a whole video about it, but I got a thing. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but basically there's this box you can get where you can plug a Sega Genesis controller into it, and it's like this adapter thing, and then that goes into the Atari 5200. So that was my ultimate solution to being able to play the Atari 5200 games. By the way, though, I do have to say the Atari 5200 trackball controller really actually works well. In college, I used to play the trackball games a lot because that actually worked. Whereas I had a real Atari 5200 controller, but it didn't work. So I ended up getting the Wiko controllers off of eBay, and then I tried those, and those didn't. Well, first of all, before I could even try them, you have to get that Y adapter thing. And anyway, so James was over like one day at some point. Actually, this might have been after college. I kind of forget, but so I showed him all that. I'm like, look, you gotta get this fucking Y adapter and all this shit, and he just thought it was really funny. And then when he made that episode, he made it more about, oh, look at this big shitty AC adapter. Look at how you have to, have like these different cables and stuff, and the controller doesn't work and all that, and like, making a big sort of scene out of it, which was really funny. I actually like what he does there with setting up the TV and how the cord goes around the thing. There wasn't really, with that episode. It's sort of like the ET thing. Like, I told him about it, but then James was like, "Oh, okay, I didn't know about this," and then he went and did it. But the only thing about that was he didn't really do much with the game reviews in that. He talks like for very briefly about the games in that episode, but I think, I think we actually never really did that yet. That's one of the James and Mike Monday episodes that I want to do, because I got a modded Atari 5200. This is after that episode that was on Game Trailers. That was the first episode on Game Trailers, by the way. So after that, I got the Atari 5200 modded, which I have here, and I've been wanting, I always forget, but I want to do a James and Mike Monday episode about Atari 5200 games. We're almost at 300 episodes, so I'm trying to think right now if we already did that or not. I don't think we've done that yet. Yeah, it's always interesting to me to find out, everybody's different opinions on, on what episodes are your guys' favorites. I think honestly, I think the weakest ones that I wrote were honestly, I did the Daydreaming Davy episode. We were kind of like, James had worked a really long time on the Star Wars episode, so I think he was working on that, and we had to get like multiple episodes out because of Game Trailers, whatever it was, and basically like he needed another episode out, so I worked on the Daydreaming Davy thing, and admittedly, that's not a very good episode, and I did that one. So that one, and I feel like that another one I did that was not good was McKids, and another one I did that was not good was what's it called? Hydlide. I wrote the Hydlide one, and look, oh yeah, I forgot to mention in the stream, this is the Triforce. But some of the ones I am proud of that I helped a lot with was the Zelda 2 one. I think might have been the one I probably did the best job with. And I helped out a lot with the Super Pitfall episode. Ghosts and Goblins was also a very funny episode. I would say out of all the games that James struggled the most, it made the best episodes because his anger was so genuine. Yeah, I think that was one of the toughest games that I think James beat for the show. He beat Ghosts and Goblins, he beat Street Fighter 2010, and he beat those shitty CDI games. I have to commend anybody who can beat those fucking shitty CDI games. More power to you, because it's kind of like beating Superman 64. It's like, it's a lot to have to deal with, basically. Darth Corbius says, Hong Kong 97. I love when James just cracks up and can't keep it together. The awfulness of that game was so funny. You don't even have to do much to make a good episode, and I love when James does the Jeff Goldblum Independence Day conspiracy. So the Hong Kong 97 thing. So again, that was one. I think, you know what? When I think we came up with that was we were driving to. So this is about Hong Kong 97. James and I were driving to PAX. I want to say this was maybe somewhere around like 2011 or something like that. I forget exactly what year, maybe 2012. I forget exactly, but anyway, I specifically remember us driving to a convention, and James was driving, and I was looking at my cell phone, and I was just like looking at whatever, blogs or gaming stuff or whatever, and I stumbled on, actually it might have been a video. I forget if it was a video or a blog thing. Anyway, I stumbled on something that was talking about Hong Kong 97, because I was looking through stuff to come up with ideas for episodes and stuff, because we were talking about it. So I'm looking on my cell phone, and I found somebody talking about that game. So I was like, oh, what's this all about? So I looked up some blog or something about it, and I read all about it, and I thought it was really funny. So I was crap. I didn't mean to do that. So I was reading it out loud to James, and he just thought that it was so fucking funny. So yeah, fuck. So we just we got a hold of it or whatever after that, and did that episode. So yeah, that was so funny. What I remember was being in the car with him and talking about that game, and he was just laughing so hard about it, about the idea of that game, and he was actually really excited to go home and start working on that episode, because he thought it was absolutely hilarious. And actually, I think that was the first episode of that year. He was really excited about that episode, and I actually know that at some point after that episode, he was doing an interview with somebody about it, and he was talking about how much he liked doing that episode. So yeah, I like that episode a lot too. It's really funny. How can it not be with that game, you know? Whatever. I should stream that game. He also got some kind of somebody sent him a copy of the game. It's like, it's not a real copy of the game or anything, but it's just funny, basically. Boom. Scrawlfish says a favorite Mike Matei video. Honestly, we all know what the worst video is, but I made a joke the other day. I was like, I'll do Fortnite with Gadget, but it was if I was gonna do it, it would be I like building brown forts with fork knife. I thought it'd be funny. He would mispronounce it. It's kind of like fork knife instead of Fortnite. J Kiss says, I love his videos on the TMNT movies. I saw those a while ago, and the TMNT segment was funny. Yeah. Well, that was when he was trying to do the angry movie nerd. At that point, it was kind of like, that's right around the time when it was coming up with the angry video game nerd name. It was like not like an episode or two after that. So he was like, well, I want to do a movie, so it'll be Angry Movie Nerd. And actually, Doug Walker has said that was kind of, I think, one of the things that inspired him to do the Nostalgia Critic, I believe he said in some video that he did a long time ago. Ninja Gaiden, great concept and acting. Yeah, I do love the Ninja Gaiden episode, actually. It's really good. I remember James showed me the script to that, and before even the episode, he started making the episode, the script, I was like, okay, this is a good script. I could just tell by reading the script. You can tell usually just by reading a script if it's going to be good or bad, and I was That was really, I was like, yeah, this is gonna be a good one. You can just tell.
Psych! You must be quick!